Hello and happy Wednesday to you. I'm Wilma Smith.
And I'm Steve Wolford. Coming up today live on 5, you'll meet Joe Bob Briggs, the controversial newspaper columnist and drive-in movie reviewer.
You're also going to learn about a new technique in which doctors can actually suck the fat right off your body.
We'll take you to a place where runaway teens can find help and work their problems out. It's called Safe Space.
Plus, exercise expert Pamela Bledsoe has some important information about exercise and alcohol. Those few beers may be more fattening than you thought.
We'll have all this plus news, weather, and much more. It's coming up next, live on 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, the original, the one that started it all, Heidi Bowl. Heidi Bowl, one sparkling performance after another.
Friends at the giant John Lange Ford Westlake, we've got 7-7 financing, and as always, the lowest prices in Northern Ohio. 85 Tempo GL with air conditioning, stereo, automatic, and more. 7-7 financing or a cash price of $89.88. Or drive it home today for $99 down, $169 a month. 85 Escort, 7-7 financing or a cash price. Look at this, $54.88. Or drive it home for $99 down and $109 a month. And if you need credit to buy your car, pick up the phone and call the Giant at 871-8600.
Frequent.
There is only one channel that gives you more news throughout the day than any other channel in Ohio.
Reliable.
News that is brought to you by the people you know and trust.
Critical.
News that affects the way you live.
Immediate.
News that's brought back faster.
Extensive.
By the team that goes out further for on-the-scene coverage like no other newscast.
Vast.
We cover your day with news that covers all of Ohio. We're Ohio's news channel, TV5. Wheel and Jeopardy, tonight starting at 7. Live from Ohio's news channel, this is Live on 5 with Wilma Smith, Steve Wolford, and the Eyewitness News team.
Hello again, everyone. Coming up today live on 5, you'll meet newspaper columnist Joe Bob Briggs. Find out how you can literally have the fat suctioned off your body. Learn about the effects of alcohol on exercise, and we'll take you to a belly flopping contest.
But first off, let's look at some of the day's headlines. Another outbreak of violence again today in South Africa. Police whipped 300 school children during a protest near Cape Town. Today, the Christian section of Beirut was rocked again by another car bomb. Witnesses said the explosion happened near an outdoor market. The nation's third largest school district is idle again today. Over 400,000 school children in Chicago get their summer extended while their teachers walk the picket lines. And down south, some observers of Hurricane Elena's aftermath say it could run up a higher damage bill than Hurricane Frederick, which left the Gulf Coast after $2 billion worth of damage. And one of England's most noted meter maids is retiring after 19 years on that job. She'll be remembered because she inspired Paul McCartney to write a popular Beatles song. We'll have details on these stories a little bit later on for you during today's Live on 5.
Also in the news, how would you feel if you couldn't go to your faucet and get a cold drink of water, especially on a day like this? Well, some people who live on Avery Road in Broadview Heights say they've been doing without drinking water from the tap all summer long. The city has been providing bottled water while investigating claims that new sewer construction has damaged wells in the area and ruined their water. Today, the city put in temporary water lines to each house, but one homeowner, June Sipos, says that she wants something permanent soon.
It better be before winter because this will freeze.
The city is trying to figure out a solution and a way to pay for it all.
The acid cloud that spread over Canton's southwest side this morning has pretty well disappeared now, and more than 1,000 people have been allowed to return to their homes. Tom Shea has been following this story for us all day long. He is in our Akron Bureau now. Tom, what can you tell us?
Well, first, Wilma, the spill actually happened in Canton Township. That's just outside the Canton city limits. And it turned out to be not quite what firemen thought at first. This is where it came from, a 3,000-gallon spill, first identified as highly toxic hydrofluoric acid, later found out to be somewhat less dangerous hydrochloric acid. Still, it was enough to eat a hole through the parking lot at Gregory Galvanizing and send a thick fog through fumes through the neighborhood. By 9 a.m., 10 blocks of homes were empty. Many of the evacuated even took along their pets, took them down to the Canton Civic Center. A few complained of burning eyes or minor breathing difficulties, but nobody was seriously hurt. As for the leak itself, well, still one big question tonight. How did it happen? The people at Gregory Galvanizing say the tank was just installed. It's only 2 months old. So why did it rupture? Right now, they have no idea. And tonight, Wilma, some folks are rethinking disaster plans for the area. It took a bit longer to get people out of their homes this morning, they tell me, than they thought it should have. We'll have more on that, of course, coming up tonight at 6.
Okay, Tom. Thank you.
A carbon dioxide leak today at a nuclear plant under construction sent over a dozen workers to the hospital this morning in New Jersey. Investigators say a fire extinguisher system leaked the gas. No radioactive materials were involved. There are 4,000 men working on the Salem nuclear plant. They were sent home after the mishap.
The Coast Guard is investigating. Some boat owners are really upset, and the freighter that caused all the ruckus is out on the Great Lakes. What we're talking about is this small marina in Lorraine, just south of the drawbridge on Route 6. It was plowed into by the 767-foot-long freighter Clark, which is similar in size to this freighter. For some reason, the captain of the Clark couldn't get his ship to go under the drawbridge, not on the first try or the second try for that matter. The Clark barreled into the marina, sinking one boat, damaging nearly a dozen others, and also tore up the dock fencing and a concrete pier on that bridge. Fortunately, no one was injured when this happened about dinner time yesterday. The Marine Safety Office is investigating that.
He is colorful, controversial, and a lot of people think he's pretty funny.
You're going to meet newspaper columnist Joe Bob Briggs when we return with you, live on 5.
Here's the number to the shop.
Thanks. I'll call in the morning.
When a car repair isn't done right, you lose more than money.
Well, we might as well check in.
Next time, see a Shell Auto Care dealer. He wants to fix your car right. Because if he doesn't fix it right, he has only 2 options. Fix it again or give your money back. At Shell Auto Care, it's fixed or it's free.
At night, your eyes can play tricks on you. You think you're seeing a delicious croissant sandwich from Burger King, but that's impossible. You imagine that light, flaky croissant filled with golden eggs and melted cheese and ham. Or is that sausage? Or maybe bacon? It looks close enough to taste, but no. The croissant sandwich is only available for breakfast, if you can last that long.
How not to buy a phone.
Here's our all-in-one phone. Dual speakers, radio, pencil sharpener, and jewelry box with alarm. No?
No is right. JCPenney is having a phone for every room sale. Save 20% on the trimline desk phone, save 20% on the Princess telephone, and save 20% on the AT&T cordless 4000.
Ah, something for the kitchen. Talk to your sister, grind coffee, pitch sherry, sharpen knives, and make a Pooh's Cafe.
Buy a real phone. Buy an AT&T phone. On sale now at JCPenney.
In June 1984, Giant Eagle introduced the Akron area to a whole new way to shop for food. We replaced weekly specials, double coupons, games, and gimmicks with absolute minimum prices. Low prices on every item every day. Now that so many people have switched to Giant Eagle, we're opening 2 new stores for the residents of Wadsworth and North Canton. Now you too can get absolute minimum prices and the lowest total food bill. The new Giant Eagle will change the way you shop for food.
Participate in Donor Dash 85, a 10-kilometer race and 2-mile fun run October 5th. Call the Red Cross Blood Services, 391-9800 for details.
His drive-in movie reviews were so controversial that they've been banned from several newspapers across the country. Joe Bob Briggs came to Cleveland a few weeks ago, and he talked with Fred Griffith about his unique writing style.
Joe Bob Briggs, the fabled columnist, he deals with a significant slice of Americana. He reviews the drive-in movies. To my knowledge, the only person who does that. But his audience has grown smaller recently because he has been canceled by any number of newspapers, including Cleveland's Plain Dealer. It's nice to have the chance to spend a little time with you here, Joe Bob, live on 5. Thank you very much for coming to Cleveland.
Nice to have the chance to be anywhere.
He was here for a talk out at the Berea High School. And it's good to chat a bit.
That's right.
Cleveburg was one of the better towns for you, except that you got canceled twice here.
Yeah, I've been canceled twice in Cleveland and quite a few other places around the country. We get some of them back, though. You know, we got about 40, 50 papers.
What's the biggest paper you have right now?
Biggest paper, I guess, would be either the San Francisco Chronicle or the Seattle Times. They got some sick people out on the West Coast.
Yes, I'd like to read what you write. You've been able to make a lot of constituencies angry during your brief time as a nationally syndicated columnist. You have...
Made a lot of people angry, too.
People, too. Feminists especially. What do you think it is about what you write about...
Well, I'm glad you gave me the chance to clear that up because, yeah, the National Organization of Bimbos, as I call them, has been on my case, but I've been grievously misquoted.
In what way?
Well, they've been circulating these petitions, especially out on the West Coast, that say that I said that, you know, that women should not be slapped around unless they ask for it. What I actually said was, I don't believe in slapping a woman around unless they beg for it. You know,
yes.
And that's the kind of typical distortion that goes on every day. You know, Mexican Americans have had a few things to say about me. You know, for using the term Mexicans, you know, as opposed to Mexican Americans.
And why were they angry about that?
Well, I don't know. They, I guess they were proud of their heritage in Mexico.
No.
But I don't know. There were protests in Corpus Christi. They said it was, they didn't like the characterization of Mexicans in the column.
What was it? What was the proximate cause of your being bumped out of the Cleveland Plain Dealer that first time?
Well, that would be your We Are the Weird.
We Are the Weird?
Yeah, I did a version. I was just trying to help some starving, naked children in Africa. And we did a drive-in version of, you know, a help the starving children song called We Are the Weird. Had all the drive-in stars in it. And as soon as it come out, I was fired in Dallas, banned in Dallas, you know, picked up by another paper there, but banned by the Dallas Slimes Herald where I was. And then the Pain Feeler came along. They canceled
Here in
it.
Cleveland?
You know? Yeah. And then 4 or 5 others.
It was like a domino effect.
Yeah, it was kind of a domino effect. They said, "Are you a racist?" And I said, "Well, I used to do some stock cars on dirt tracks, but that's as far as I ever got."
Now, well, what is it about these editors? Are they just timid or what? Or maybe they don't understand what you're doing. Maybe they don't understand the significance of the drive-in in American life.
Yeah, maybe they don't. Maybe they've never been to a drive-in. I don't know. You know, the drive-ins have kind of fallen on hard times.
Yeah.
A lot of people say the drive-in is extinct, but you know, as long as one drive-in remains on the planet Earth, we'll be celebrating the drive-in.
Yeah.
Right.
You spend a lot of time yourself in the drive-ins over the years. Of course, you go look at movies all the time. Every night, probably.
Well, it's a job.
Yeah.
It's a job.
What was the best drive-in movie you've seen in the past, let's say, past year?
Best drive-in? That would probably be Terminator.
Terminator?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold the Barbarian.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if you saw it.
I missed it.
Arnold comes from the future. He drops buck naked out of the sky and wastes half of L.A. Great flick. Great flick. It's kind of part Halloween, part Death Wish, part Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
And what about the best, let's say the best actress that has appeared in
Best actress, that would be, probably, you know, historically that'd be Mamie Van Doren by far. Sybil Danning is sort of the current rip-away bra queen, as we say in drive-in lingo.
Yes.
You know, you have your Jamie Lee Curtis, queen of the slasher movies. You know, I mean,
there's a lot.
They come and go.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to hope that sometime we can see you in print again. I know there are a few brave papers around America who still deal with Joe Bob Briggs.
I'm hoping I can get canceled a 3rd time in Cleveland.
That would be a record, would it?
Yeah, that would be.
No other papers canceled you 3 times.
No.
If you could get just back in for a couple of columns, you know, it wouldn't have to be too bad, and then they could dump you again.
Yeah, I'd be happy to write something to get canceled over.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
Joe Bob Briggs, we'll be hoping that you show up here again, Joe Bob. Thanks a lot, and thanks to our friends who made it possible for us to get together here, live on 5.
Surviving the teenage years can be, under the best of circumstances, difficult. But add divorce, a death in the family, physical or sexual abuse, and the situation can become simply overwhelming. For some teens, the only way to cope is to run away. But as Lou Maglio found out in Cuyahoga County, these teens have a place to run to. It's a place that is called Safe Place.
It is against the law for a teenager to run away from home. And many teenagers who do leave are leaving because of highly stressful and often life-threatening situations.
Estimates are that between 6,000 and 10,000 teenagers run away each year in Cuyahoga County alone. They are people with problems too difficult to handle, like 17-year-old Tiffany, who arrived at Safe Space pregnant, confused, and alone.
My parents were upset that I was pregnant, and they felt that I needed to be independent and not to depend on people, so they told me to leave the house.
Crisis shelters are just that. We are here to deal with the immediate crisis, assess the situation, present to the teenager and their family what their options are, and then with the family, with the teenager and their parent, come to some agreement about what they want to do and what they can do to deal with these problems long term.
Parents can't be contacted during the first 3 days without the consent of the teen. This gives a counselor time to begin working on the crisis.
Though we're a shelter for teenagers, we recognize the importance of the family and do not in any way want to discourage or hinder parental involvement.
Kids live together dormitory style, all sharing in responsibilities and activities.
The program here on a day-to-day basis is patterned after what one would expect in a healthy home. Teenagers who run away are not running away to something. They're not running away for a better time. They're typically running away from a situation that they cannot cope with.
Rebecca herself has done long-term counseling with Dennis, who is now 16. He first came to Safe Space at the age of 13 after his father passed away. That tragedy, combined with normal adolescent pressures and the added responsibilities, was more than he could bear.
Sad, disappointed.
His mother, Mary, didn't know how to handle his misguided anger.
His behavior, I couldn't control no more. I just couldn't take it. So I just turned on the court.
Juvenile court, in turn, sent him to Safe Space, where 4 years of counseling have given him direction and a brighter outlook for the future.
Get a good job, good car, nice house, family.
Although Tiffany hasn't yet worked things out with her parents, she's optimistic it'll happen.
I guess I have to give them time and let them come around, and they know that I'm still here, but they want me back.
Lou Maglio for Live on 5.
Congress goes back in session and teachers nationally stay out on strike.
And we'll look at the toothpaste wars. Toothpaste manufacturers take aim at the latest dental worries.
Those stories and more when we come back with you. Live on 5.
Guests of Live on 5 stay at the elegant Stouffer Inn on the Square, where they experience superb dining at Cleveland's premier restaurant, The French Connection, now open for Sunday dinner.
Painting is no laughing matter, but some brands of paint are actually 80% water, promise no peeling, and claim they cover everything in one coat. Pratt Lambert has been serious about painting for 135 years. That's why architects and professional painters take Pratt Lambert seriously. It's not the lowest priced, but if you use a house paint that fails, the joke's on you. Pratt Lambert Paint, the difference that's worth the difference.
At Astor Paint and Wallpaper Center, Akron.
If you suffer from headaches, arm numbness, leg numbness, back pain, neck pain, or arm and leg pain, your worrying days may be over. Several area chiropractors are providing a free spinal examination to see if you are likely to respond to chiropractic care. Most insurance companies and workers' compensation accepted at little or no cost to you. In Cleveland, call for the location nearest you at 845-3222. That's 845-3222.
Grapefruit juice? Sure, it's good for you, but...
Great for dieting, but... Plenty of healthy vitamin C, but...
But the taste? Well, pour on the pink for a taste you never expected. Ocean Spray Pink Grapefruit Juice Cocktail. Zesty, tangy, sweeter.
This is grapefruit juice? It's not bitter.
Hey, pour on the pink. Ocean Spray Pink Grapefruit Juice Cocktail. It's not just good for you, it's good. Ocean Spray good.
Greater Cleveland area Chevy dealers announce 7.7% financing. At this rate, you can't afford to wait.
With 7.7 financing, you could save hundreds, even thousands of dollars.
It's year-end savings plus 7.7 financing on most Chevy cars, trucks, and vans. The backlog of 85s are rolling in.
Forget the sticker.
Buy at year-end prices plus save with 7.7% financing at Jack Shaw Chevrolet in Euclid, Fairchild Chevrolet in Lakewood, or Prout Chevrolet in Elyria.
Today in Washington, members of the House went back to work with the opening round of the fall session. Lawmakers jumped right into the thick of things. They're already being asked to vote on raising the ceiling on the federal debt to over $2 billion. Plus, issues are also on the line concerning South Africa, foreign trade, and domestic farming.
More than 43,000 students in Seattle, Washington are getting an extension on their summer vacation. That while Seattle's 3,700 teachers battle over the school board for a new contract. One of the key issues is the number of pupils per classroom. As for Chicago, its teacher strike continues despite marathon bargaining sessions last night. Chicago teachers, by the way, have been on strike 3 times in the last 3 years.
There's money and then there are molars. $1 billion to be exact. That's how much we Americans spend every year for toothpaste. Steve Craig says that with all that money at stake, it's no wonder the competition among toothpaste makers is fierce.
Well over a dozen brands crowd the toothpaste aisles these days, all fighting for a share of the business.
This is what is causing this latest escalation in the billion-dollar toothpaste war. It's Colgate's toothpaste pump, and it's so popular that it is taking a lot of customers away from #1 brand, Crest. Now, Crest is fighting back not with new packaging, but with a new formula. A formula that's designed to fight tartar.
Tartar causes gum disease, the main reason adults lose their teeth.
Plaque forms tartar, and any time that the plaque sits on the teeth for longer than 24 hours, it absorbs calcium from your saliva and adheres to the teeth.
Once tartar forms, it takes these sharp instruments to scrape it off. So a product that could attack plaque and prevent tartar could really save some teeth.
Some of the products are geared with a physical abrasive. Some have an enzyme that's supposed to attack the bacteria in the plaque before they can absorb the calcium.
Patient Janet Rush has seen results from a toothpaste containing such enzymes.
The plaque isn't on the sides like it used to be, and I know it has to be from that product.
Janet may be convinced, but the American Dental Association isn't through studying this and has yet to give its stamp of approval to any plaque or tartar-fighting formula. Steve Craig for Live on 5.
Actually, all toothpastes fight tartar formation because they contain abrasives which help remove plaque during brushing.
If you're an old Beatles fan, you probably remember the song Lovely Rita, Meter Maid. Well, that song was written about Meta Davis, a meter maid who ticketed Paul McCartney's car near the Beatles' Abbey Road recording studio back in 1967. Today, Meta Davis is retiring after 19 years as a meter maid. She said that meeting McCartney was the high point of her career that will be immortalized in song. Coming up next, we at Channel 5 are going to say goodbye to a talented and wonderful colleague.
And then a little bit later on, you're going to find out about alcohol and exercise. Do those few beers each night really pack on the pounds? You'll find out as we continue Live on 5.
Refreshments for Live on 5 provided by Huff Caterers. Plants provided by Alexander's Florists.
The most beautiful faces are covered with mud.
You may not know me with my mud mask on, but soon, poof, a glamorous actress with glowing skin and a smile critics say could light up the stage.
Say, who was that masked woman? Mud mask.
Here's what you should be doing instead of suffering from cramps. With the help of Maximum Cramp Relief Formula Pamprin. It has as much aspirin-free pain reliever as extra-strength Tylenol, plus a special cramp reliever. So get it and get out there.
Thank you. With great prices like these, my customers are saving a lot of money at the Ethan Allen Summer Sale. You can save on inviting dining rooms, formal and casual upholstery, authentically designed bedrooms, wall systems that work for you and your lifestyle. And there's no charge for our professional design help. You can save a lot of money on the very best at the Ethan Allen Summer Sale. Now.
The Ethan Allen Summer Sale now at your Ethan Allen Galleries in Middlebrook Heights, Akron, and North Canton, ends September 9th.
When my mother told me, Nancy, eat your wonder,
She wasn't telling me to eat something bad. She loved me, and I loved my Wonder. Mother was right. Enriched white bread, like Wonder, has as much thiamine, niacin, and iron as whole wheat. The FDA set the standards. So if you love Wonder, and who doesn't, check the facts, relax, and eat your Wonder.
Wonder Bread, a simple fact of good nutrition.
It's not easy making lunch for these guys. They all want deli flavor. It's something different. So I give them Mr. Turkey luncheon meats, made from turkey, with less fat and calories than most luncheon meats, and real spicy deli taste. For monster heroes, ham and cheese, clubs, pastrami. I can make anything it takes to feed these guys.
Should have made enough for the whole team.
Mr. Turkey tastes good, good for you.
In January of this year, she took over as Director of Promotions. It was a job that let her combine her unique background in art and writing with her special talent in television. Last year, Joyce was given a Lighthouse Award from Scripps Howard Broadcasting, an honor which distinguishes those who have made an outstanding contribution to our company, an honor awarded only to the very best. In 1983 and again in 1984, Joyce put together 2 half-hour specials on artists in Cleveland. They were called For Art's Sake. We'd like to share with you a small piece of one of those programs, a piece that we hope will highlight this special young woman's talents.
Architecture has always been the people's art. All of us live in some kind of shelter, and we're faced with somebody's architectural decisions on a daily basis, whether it's at work or at home. It's a very subjective evaluation you have to make of people when you design a house for them. So I start out with a program from an interview that I've had with the clients, which is the way they see things. I'm not terribly interested in how many bathrooms they want and how many bedrooms and that kind of stuff. I'm interested in what the feelings that they want to express in this house. I get some idea of what they want from those 2 or 3 revealing things that they say to me. And I'll base the whole design on that, plus the land itself, that of course reveals a certain story of its own, which again is an interpretation. A lot of architects design buildings for themselves. I always design buildings for other people. The first town I did was Walden out in Aurora, and there are probably 1,500 people who live out there now. Each building, and there are hundreds of buildings, is very well blended into a total scheme of things. They take advantage of the environment, and they aren't just houses. They relate very well to the sites that they're on. It's expressed very often by the people who live at Walden.
It's just a natural wooded area with homes that blend into the land. The minute you drive into Walden, there is a feeling of peacefulness.
I work in Parma, so it takes me about 45 minutes to get home, and in that time I look forward to coming back here. It's nice to take walks here. The scenery is beautiful.
A lake is the landscape's most beautiful and expressive feature. It is Earth's eye, looking into which the beholder measures the depth of his own nature. The flowing trees next the shore are the slender eyelashes which fringe it, and the wooded hills and cliffs around are its overhanging brows.
The land and the client and me are this 3-way marriage, and the architecture is the result of that. My work is what I do for fun. I enjoy going to work every day. I love it. I always have.
Joyce Seid loved her work, too, and that was evidenced by the energy and the enthusiasm she brought to it each day. But this special woman will be missed most for her warm smile, her genuine concern for others, and her truly positive outlook on life. Simply put, we loved her.
We'll be back in just a minute.